Money in the Bank has happened, and we need to break down all of the results of what happened. A lot of big things, a lot of noteworthy things. You don't want to miss it. Stick around. This is Triple Threat Wrestling. Welcome back to Triple Threat Wrestling. If you are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. We drop daily wrestling content. Joined with me is not MVP this week. He is off, but we have Wrestling Brother. He's new to the channel. Been holding it down on some of the short content. So welcome in, Wrestling Brother. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. How are you?
Man, we got a lot to talk about with Money in the Bank. It was
We
pretty
do.
newsworthy. It was pretty
We
newsworthy.
do. It's good stuff.
Yeah. What did you think of the overall PLE? I know you were out. You were enjoying yourself. You watched it. What did you think of it?
Oh, after Mania, I will say after Mania Night 1, we've had these PLEs that have just been kind of middle of the road, especially after Mania. We had Backlash, and then 2 weeks after that, we had Saturday Night's main event, and now here we are. This one delivered for the most part. But here's my thing. Here's my thing, Travis. If the pay per view, first of all, the matches are always going to be good. They always deliver. Like the it's a ladder. You got ladder matches. It's hard not to deliver on ladder matches. It's even more difficult not to deliver with John Cena, uh, Cody Rhodes in a main event, right? And then having the surprise that we had at the end, right?
Yeah.
But the problem has not been the actual events themselves, it's been the follow up. If you look at how Backlash ended, we had Randy Orton take out all the officials. Nick Aldis RKO'd him for a third time. We haven't seen Randy Orton since. They haven't said nothing about Randy Orton.
Yep.
If you're gonna take him off TV, suspend him. Say, hey, you know what? For the bullshit he did at Backlash, he's suspended indefinitely, and then he sneaks back up at some point and sets up something with. It's been the follow up, and so while I think Money in the Bank delivered overall, it's the follow up. How do we follow up? What does Seth's path to cashing in look like? What does Naomi's path to cash in? I mean, those are great people to get those Money in the Banks. But
Yep.
again, what does the follow up look like? How does Lyra Valkyria's chasing of the Intercontinental, like, do we follow up on that, or does Becky Lynch just move on to somebody else? Like, what is the follow up going to look like? Because that's what really controls the narrative in sports entertainment is the storytelling. Because we know they're going to cook in the ring, but it's
Yeah.
how is the story gonna push me to want to watch this program? Because I can tell you, I didn't want to watch Backlash based on the storytelling. I didn't want to
Yeah.
watch Saturday Night's main event based on the storytelling. But now coming out of this, we got some interesting stuff that we're going to talk about. But again, what does the follow up look like?
You hit the nail on the head there. It's always that's why when like Jacob Fatu and Stephanie Vacher's in there, it's like I'm so nervous that these great talents are going to the main roster because I'm like, what are you gonna do with them? Like, you better not mess
Right.
this up. Like, Stephanie, especially Stephanie, especially Stephanie Vacher, because she's killing it in NXT. She is
Dude.
so over with the crowd that you got to start doing special stuff with her. And like you said, the follow up is always the problem. So
Yep.
yep. So let's get right into it. The first match was the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. Quickly, I wrote down some notes, but it was entertaining. I enjoyed it. Like, I'm one of those fans that, like, I'm not going to bash everything they do. I enjoy the
Right.
match, but there was some clunkers in there. There was some botches, and it did feel like the
Right.
big spots required too much setup. So it's
Right.
like you kind of are watching them set it up, and you're like, there's no way Rhea Ripley's going to be down for that long while you do this. Like,
Right.
because she's a monster, wrestler. So, but overall,
Yeah.
I mean, some of the spots, like the Devil's Kiss on top of the wedge ladder, that was pretty cool to see.
That was awesome.
I know Booker
I
T
saw on
loved it.
social media everybody saying that's the new RKO.
Yeah, that was dope. Alexa Bliss and Rhea, when they had that little stare off after they hit Sister Abigail and
Yep.
Riptide, it was pretty cool.
Yep.
But overall, I mean, it was a good match. I was entertained. It wasn't as good as years past, but it was there. It was definitely good. I like the outcome. I like who won. So what do you think?
Right. No, I thought it was great. The women always cook, man. And in this era, the women always cook. But the only problem with the women, and I think I know why it happens, they sometimes they love to get their shit in, as they say, right? But a lot of times they don't sell the moves at the level they should sell them
Yeah.
to give you that like oh moment. And I think it's because most of the time the women are so like they're like we only got 10 more minutes of this, so you got to get your shit in before they call it or whatever. So I think that's it. But I wish there was just a little more selling that went on, especially in some of those big spots, to really like, because you'll get that oh holy shit moment, but then
Yeah.
you're like, she just got up though.
Yeah.
So like
Yeah. It's especially when like Rhea hits you with like a Riptide, and it's like that, like you said, then they're like trying to rush to like the next spot. It's like,
the next
oh, I'm
spot, yeah,
supposed to be
you're rushing
there.
to the next spot.
Yeah. And there was a lot of moments where like actually a good job on WWE's production crew, but a couple of times when like I could see like, Stephanie goes out of the ring, but she's kind of just like hanging out waiting because she doesn't
Hmm.
like there's too much time to set the other spot up. So she's like, I know I have to climb the wedge ladder and run across it,
Right.
but
Right,
she's
right.
waiting. And it's like I
Right,
see her just kind of crouched, like she went in and out of the ring twice because she's like, where am I supposed to be?
right.
Like that's the thing is like spots are great. Yeah, obviously, that's what makes the match, but you have to, have it more timely and flow together better. But
Exactly.
usually the women's Money in the Bank matches are better than even the men's. But this one,
Right.
it didn't hit like that for me, but it's still entertaining. I love everyone involved in it, but it'll be interesting to see
What I
what
loved
Naomi
about it,
does.
yeah, yeah. What I loved about this women's Money in the Bank is there was literally a case for every female in that match to win. Like, I
Yep.
could see Roxanne winning. I can see Stephanie Vaquer winning. I'm a diehard Rhea Ripley fan. I did not want her to win this match because she doesn't need it. But
Yeah.
she's that alpha dog in the match, right? But then you got Naomi. I mean, she was my pick going in, and I'm like, she needs to win it to solidify this heel run.
Yep.
So when she grabbed that again, I'm in a setting with a very partisan Fatu audience. So when Naomi grabbed it, we were like,
Yeah.
Fatu, Fatu.
Yeah. Yeah. But even how she won, like the right person went over, but she pushes Alexa and Rhea off the ladder, and I'm not discrediting them. They took very safe bumps on the way
Right,
down. And
right.
then she was just kind of alone there. And it's like, all right, like, it's still, it should have happened. Like she should have won. So I'm
Yeah.
not overly complaining, but yeah, this heel character has been the best heel work in all of WWE, in my opinion. Like you
Her
look at
heel
her
work
heel
is better
turn
than
and
John Cena's
Cena's,
heel
and
work.
yeah, Cena's heel work is, you're kind of like, wow, we're finally getting it. And then you're like, oh, this is it. like,
Like,
like
maybe
you
this
said,
is
the
why we
follow
never
up.
got it.
Yeah. The follow up is like, leading up to Mania and leading up to Backlash and leading up to Saturday Night Main Event, I saw Cena eat everyone's finisher every week. He didn't look strong at all because he's not able to hit his attitude adjustment on anyone. The first time he's done it since before Mania was on Cody on Friday.
Right.
That's the first time he walked out on top
On
of a
top.
weekly televised show since
Right.
before he won the title. That's crazy to me.
Right.
Like you're establishing him as like the final champion. Like he's getting washed every time he's in the ring with someone. It's the same rinse and repeat. Like grabs a title belt, hits him in the head, pins him. Like and I kind of see the point too. Like I'm here to ruin wrestling. So are you really just like doing the
Right.
same thing to ruin wrestling? Is that like the
Right.
heel thing? But I could talk about Cena all day. We'll get to that later. So
Yep.
I think we're in agreement, right? Naomi should have won.
Definitely should have won.
Yep. The next match, I don't think anyone cared if you didn't watch Worlds Collide, because it's set up there. But Dominic Mysterio and Octagon Jr. and it's like
Right.
Then it happens, and you're like, oh, we're getting this bonus match. If you're a casual viewer, you're like, oh, where did this come from? And
Right.
and it just was like a 4 minute, like kind of a squash, a little bit. It's like it was
It was
there,
the Joe
you know.
Hendry spot on WrestleMania.
Yep, yep. It was just to show a little
Um,
rub, like we have worlds collide. Just so you know, we have
it's funny.
Triple A elite.
I was watching another content creator's TikTok. She was watching it live, and she's very into AAA and everything. And so I was kind of into her reaction. I didn't actually watch the show, but one of the comments I made to her, I'm like, wouldn't it have made sense to have Dominic Mysterio on this card? And then, like an hour later, he's announced for the Money in the Bank against Octagon Jr. I'm like, this made more sense on Worlds Collide.
Yeah, yeah. That again, it's the follow up. Like you didn't even post on WWE.com. Like, by the way,
Right.
this is happening. It just kind of showed up. You're like,
But
okay, I guess we're getting done.
I'm digging Dom's title run. He's over huge. He
Yeah,
was a person that during that COVID time when he was just tagging with his dad, I didn't want him on my TV. I thought it
yeah.
was cringe. I thought he looked like a Timu hybrid version of his dad and Eddie Guerrero. I thought it was cringe. But the way he has evolved and has turned my opinion of him around should be studied. I'm digging Dominic Mysterio. Not this
Well,
match, but I'm digging
yeah.
Dominic Mysterio.
But as far as the title run, like his story, he needs to split from Judgment Day. Him and Liv need to go their own way and get him
And he needs
versus
to go
Finn for
babyface.
SummerSlam. Yeah. Yeah, he'll be
He needs to
over.
go
I mean, especially
babyface.
against Finn and Roxanne. That
Yep.
would be a good, story there. So, but yeah, nothing spectacular. Dominic wins.
Yeah.
But we do move on to another classic from Becky and Lyra. They did very good
Yeah.
work in the ring. They work well together, and the story was there. Like Becky's never beaten Lyra and
Right.
all that stuff, but she finally did, which they say she pulled the tights. I don't know if she truly did. She looked, it's inconclusive from the angle we saw. She just kind of like held her from the back, but either way, she did come out on top. What do you think about that? What do you think about Becky?
Well, I'll tell you what. Becky may have been 0 for 3, 0 for 4, whatever against Lyra, but Lyra is 0 for everything against her attire. Every match, she's got to fix her attire, her ring gear, like that kicks her butt every single time. But no, they cook, man. This was a match where honestly, if I'm just looking at it on paper, I'm like, okay, I'm in the arena. This is probably where I'm gonna go to the restroom. But they also gave me the Dom match. I could have went to the
Yeah.
restroom on now. But if you went to the restroom on that match, you kind of missed the best match of the night. And then I love the way it ended because the gimmick was if Lyra loses, she has to hold Becky's arm up in victory, which she begrudgingly did. But of course, Becky's becoming a really good heel, and she knows how to work her magic. And she's like, "Nope, you're gonna parade me around this ring and hold my arm up like a real." And so she kind of does it, and then she's like, "Okay, now you're gonna put the belt on me." And then, the end of it, Lyra takes her out, which was great. Lyra got kind of got her heat back on that. So I thought that was good. Um, I again, I think because we've seen it so much, it's kind of time to move on. But the fact that Lyra loses finally and she attacks her after the match kind of suggests we're probably going to get this again at Evolution, unless Bayley comes back and makes it a triple threat. I think that's the only way I'm kind of okay with rinsing and repeating it because otherwise you just get the same. Even though they're great matches, seeing the same two against each other over and over. Like we're gonna get Gunther and Jey Uso again. Like I don't want to see the same two people every single week, especially when we got a crap load of talent that we could be using and getting over and keeping them hot. So I also have We'll keep going. We'll keep going. I don't want to
Yeah.
spoil anything.
Oh yeah, no, I have points I wanted to make on what you said too, but we can't get there yet. But just my final recap on this Becky and Lyra match is, I think the only way this works, because you got to get Lyra away from Becky now. You didn't make this title change just to have Becky lose it back to her. So I think that she beats Lyra at Evolution, and I think post match she beats her down until Bayley comes back and distracts Becky that way
Okay.
and gets her away from Lyra.
Okay.
That's what I think will happen.
I dig that.
Because right now it's like Lyra gets her rematch, but it's like, then like how does Bayley come back? Like then technically Bayley's kind of screwing over the other baby face because she's like, well, I'm in this too now.
Right.
So yeah, I think it's
Right.
like post match beatdown. She comes in for the save, and then they duke it out at SummerSlam, which is a good SummerSlam match. Becky versus Bayley for the IC title. That should be good. So
yeah.
But yeah, so we move on to the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. Again, I'm very entertained by it. I liked it. I really did. But WWE has this fixation lately that, like, if it's a non-disqualification match, they love their run-ins and all this crazy stuff going on that, like, you know, Seth could have won the briefcase without all that mess happening, you know, like, but then again, Seth is kind of like Rhea, like, he don't need it because, like, you have the two big guys with you. You got Paul Heyman. You could just go get the title. And, like, I hate that too. And, like, Seth as a baby face can beat anybody, but now that he's a heel, like, oh, I can't beat Jey Uso, I better get that Money in the Bank briefcase. Like, are you kidding me? Like, you should dog walk Jey Uso, especially with Braun and Braun with you, Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker, you know.
Well, I think Seth win was more to kind of legitimize the visionary's vision, and like him kind of saying he's going to do all the things he's going to do, because otherwise you got these two other alpha dogs over here that, in all honesty, should be going for heavyweight championships too, especially Braun Breaker. Like, why am I going to kind of watch you? But it's the bigger story. We're going to take over the industry, so this is step one. So it kind of had to happen. I personally would have liked to seen Solo win it, because I feel like Solo has done such good work since WrestleMania of last year, when he kind of took over as the new Bloodline frontman, and he's gotten nothing of substance to legitimize him as the leader of a faction, right? So, you know, he's never even won a mid-card title. I mean, yeah, he had the Ulafala, but we all know that that was Roman Reigns' Ulafala. And he's just, you know, holding it until Roman Reigns decides to come back from vacation. We knew that. But, like, his promo work has been phenomenal. He became a very believable leader of the Timu bloodline. Like, you didn't buy him as the tribal chief, but you bought him as the wannabe tribal chief. And, you know, and he's just done such good work. And I would have rather seen him win it. And then, but I knew after SmackDown, when whatever he said, all gas, no brains, like, and Jacob overhears it, we know Jacob's going to come out and cost him. So that was part of the foolishness. But to me, he made more sense, because again, he's never gotten anything to legitimize his leadership of that faction. I know a lot of people were saying, hey, LA Knight's probably going to win for whatever reason. I don't see LA Knight as a champion, like as a world champion. I don't think he needs to be. He's older. I think him being in the, you know, upper mid card, lower main event scene is perfect for him. You can give him a championship match against a heel and him, you know, job to them or whatever, but he doesn't need that. Like, his gimmick is over. He's, you know, he's great on the mic. Like, you need great people at all levels. And so, like, him kind of being a great person in the mid card is perfect for him. So I don't need him to win Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
Andrade had no chance of winning. Like, it's a waste of my time. I ain't gonna lie to you. There was one point in the match where I'm like, are they really gonna let Grande Americano get this? I was
I would
like,
have rioted. I would have rioted.
That was gonna be the cringe moment of, like, I might not be on this podcast if that would have happened. I'm
Yeah.
like, lucky I'm
We
hanging
just
it
get
up.
Money in
I'm
the
not
Bank
doing
review.
wrestling anymore.
Yeah.
I'm out.
I mean, that is the thing, right? It's like Chad Gable had, well, we don't know if it's Chad Gable, but I'm assuming. But Chad Gable, 2 Money in the Bank qualifiers, gets in there, and if he would have won, I'd have been like, this is stupid booking. Like,
Well, you have Chad
um,
Gable in the main event on Worlds Collide, and then you have Grande Americano in the Money in the Bank ladder match. Make it make
yeah,
sense.
yeah, it don't. I
Put the
can't make it
Lucha
make sense.
gimmick on the Lucha pay per view, and then put the legitimate Chad Gable, who is, I mean, whatever you want to call him, he's a poor man's Kurt Angle, but he's great.
They are doing him a big disservice because this Lucha Grande Americano gimmick should have ended at Mania. It shouldn't have existed to begin with, but here we are. It should have
There you
ended at
go.
Mania. And Gable, you know, he's so good that I don't know why he's not a serious threat with, American made. And like he's in a world title contention. He's already done the IC thing. He's good enough. He really
Chad
is. And
Gable
like,
and Karrion Kross are the two most, well, at least Chad Gable's getting reps. At least
yeah,
Chad Gable's getting reps. And he's actually getting double reps right now, right? But he should have won the Intercontinental Championship, was it almost 2 years ago now?
from
And
Gunther.
then, no, yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. And then look, now he's got a double gimmick and whatever.
Yeah.
The follow up.
The follow up, but going back to your Solo point, so I went through a love and hate with him where like I loved him as a enforcer, a bodyguard, the
You sound
serious
like
guy
Jacob.
that, yeah. And then like he became this leader, this Timo bloodline, but I didn't really connect with him there. I'm like, I don't like the whole suit and all that, but Solo has become so damn funny to me that I just love this guy. Like
Dude,
when he did
he
the
made the
Penta
match.
thing,
He
he
made the
did.
match last night.
He did the LA Knight thing. He did the Penta walk, which by the way was great. um, Solo is just so damn funny that he's very entertaining to me now. But Jacob comes out, he tries to help him, and you just knew when he did that look back, you're like, yeah, he's about to fuck his world up. He's about to
Yep,
wreck him.
exactly.
Which, a lot of people are going to say they didn't like all these run-ins, but it set up stories, and that's what
If
it
they
was for.
follow up.
Like, well, now we see the follow-up. Like,
Yep.
knowing WWE, they'll apologize to each other on Friday and carry the story out even longer. Like, sorry, I didn't let you win that ladder match,
Or
but
Solo's gonna get traded. Solo's gonna get traded to Raw.
oh yeah, that can happen. But you know what? Seth Rollins winning isn't like, I don't hate it. I will very much hate it if he cashes in on Raw Monday. If he cashes in on the Jey Uso Gunther match, I'll
Okay,
hate it.
so when Seth won, and then that made me realize that the tag team match is going to be the headlining match of the evening, and I'm like, that means something important has to happen,
Yep.
and so I'm like, Seth is going to cash in on Jay tonight, and
Yeah,
Roman is going to fuck it up.
I
That's exactly what I thought was going to happen. I thought he was going to cash in on Jay, and then Roman Reigns' music was going to hit, and every, all hell was going to break loose. Braun Breaker's going to catch a spear, and Bronson Reed's going to catch a spear, and then Seth is going to catch a super kick, and a super kick, and a super kick, and a super kick, and then
yeah.
off the top rope, and then he's going to get a failed cash in. And then Roman's going to hand Seth over the belt and kind of give him a handshake, kind of like, you're the guy now.
Yeah.
That was my theory.
Yeah. So I hate the same night cash in because you got to have a story. Like, I would have really hated that. Like last year, why did Drew cash in the same night to
Oh,
escalate a
God.
feud that was already on fire? You didn't need to do that.
God, right.
You already had it on all cylinders. It was firing on all cylinders. So why did you burn it the same night just to push it along? You didn't need to, but
Yeah, I
Seth
do
needs to
hate
hold
when they
this for a
do
while.
that, especially when the cash in is unsuccessful,
Yeah.
because like you don't even like it wasted the money in the bank, right? But I also feel like established guys don't need to carry that thing for very long.
Yeah.
Like, why does Seth Rollins, a multi-time champion on everything, Universal Champion, he's won it all. He was the first, champion in this carnation of the World Heavyweight Championship. He's got Paul Heyman. Like, why does he need to walk around parading that like he doesn't need it, and that's probably why you're like, hey, we don't need him to win it. Um, but like for me, it's good when it's guys like it was such a missed opportunity with Austin Theory. Like,
Oh God.
I
Yeah.
mean, that was the stupidest. Like, he's the perfect little conniving little asshole to have it. Like somebody like him, somebody like Dom, Logan Paul. Those are the guys that you want them to parade that thing around, because that now makes them dangerous, and they're little tricksters, they're little jerks, and they're gonna look for that one little moment to cash in, and they're gonna no, not tonight, but their music is gonna hit and everybody's gonna get on their feet. Like, that's the type of person. But again, with the Seth Rollins thing, what I was thinking was, because remember, Heist of the Century happened, right? So
Yep.
he killed Roman's a potential first run at the title, and so now it's kind of like a full circle moment. Now I'm going to cost you
Yeah.
your cash in. So it's long term storytelling, but I thought it would have been. But again, to close out the show, it had to be something.
Yep. No, for sure. So yeah, I mean, Seth winning, we'll see how that goes. Now that he's at the end of the show, let's go to the last match. We had the tag team match, Cody and Jay versus Logan and Cena. Um, let me just say this, and I hate that I'm saying this, cross my heart and everything, but I hate Logan Paul. But damn it if he's not that good in the ring. He's a wrestler. He's not a YouTube celebrity faking it.
No,
He's a wrestler. He's very good in the
no.
ring. He's very good. It's something better than some main event talent that is out there. That he just pulls off the moves that Asai moonsault to the table was like picture perfect. Like, and I know people hate the drone. It adds something new to it that you haven't seen before. Like seeing him take a superplex in real time and then the Uso splash. It's kind of cool to see that.
So
I'm
cool.
not a fan of it all the
So
time,
cool.
but it's like kind of cool. Um, but yeah, the big surprise at the end. What do you think of the return of Ron Killings?
Before I get there, the camera kind of panned, and I saw The Rock's mom in the audience, and so at that point, I'm like, oh, hell no. Do not tell me, after all the bullshit they put us through, the final boss is going to come out and do something. So that was my second thought of the night, because I see Mama Rock in the audience. And I'm just like, that. You wait till after WrestleMania, all the
Yeah,
way here, and now we finally get another part of this story. That was going to kind of piss me off, but I
yeah,
was here for it too. I was here for it. Um, but no, so when the person comes in with the black hoodie and black pants, his shirt lifted up, and I saw a very melanated man underneath that hoodie. I knew
yeah,
exactly. I'm like, that's our truth.
yeah.
Um,
Too
that was
big to be
great.
Travis Scott. you know?
um, that's great. So I thought it was great. I thought it, this is where wrestling is good, when there's a true swerve, right? That no one sees coming. This is and where the lines of reality and professional wrestling, those lines are blurred. That's where you have really true, because now you got all the dirt sheets. Well, no, he was really fired and they didn't resign. Our reporting wasn't wrong. And then you got Triple H on the after show talking about, oh no, it was all a work. So again, the reality is blurred. So you got the chief content officer saying it's all a work. You've got the dirt sheet saying their thing because Dave Meltzer and Wade Keller and all those guys, they're never wrong about what
Oh
they
yeah,
reported because their
of course
sources
not.
told them, even though the sources could be working them to make sure they're protecting the integrity of the business.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to give the WWE universe credit as well because hey, I saw two crowds Monday and Friday saying we want truth
Yep.
to the point where John Cena had to acknowledge we want truth in his promo on Friday Night SmackDown.
He
So
was very prepared for that, but like he was ready to go with it. You could tell he had it already ready to
so
go.
that tells you that our truth at least re-signed Friday evening in
Yep.
Bakersville.
Yep.
So it's great.
Let me ask you this. So
Again,
we know what the dirt sheets
yeah,
say. We know what Triple H said. What do you think? Do you actually think it was a work, or do you think they said, man, we dropped the ball. We got to get him back?
I don't see a company wanting to put the heat on themselves because the heat was definitely on Triple H and TKO all week long. I'm guilty of putting heat on them, and every other wrestling
Me too.
content creator out there put the heat on the company. I think if it would have been, more of a storyline work, I, I don't, I don't want to give Triple H that much credit for being that creative. Not burying his
Yeah.
creative work, but I don't know if I can give him credit for that. And so I got to go with no. I got to go with they fucked up, and they didn't think people would give a shit about Ron Killing, and they did.
Oh yeah. I mean, he's one of the most. I said it on my R Truth released video. He's just so entertaining, and he's so good that like you literally had him in a match with John Cena to fire him. Like, well, not fire, just not
Doesn't make
re-sign him,
sense.
but it don't. And like you can't tell me if he was the only one released that day, I would believe it's a work. But he was released with Carlito and I think someone else. I'm not sure, but he was released
Sarah
with.
Logan.
That's
Sarah
right,
Logan.
Valhalla. Yeah. So it's like, no, it's not a work. You actually let him go, and then you
Right.
realize, oh crap! Because even R Truth's son, I don't know if you saw that, was on Twitter, and he said, "Don't believe that. Like there was
Yeah.
no work in that." So no, but
But
now
they
it
could
is.
be working too. They could be working
Well, they
too.
could
And
be.
so it again, and our truth originally released this information himself, right? Because even you text me and you were like, "What if it's an April Fool's
Yeah.
situation?" And he thought like, so I this is, but it's good. It swerved all of us, and it worked. So whether it's a work, whether it's a shoot, no matter what, it made for good entertainment, and this is what we've been dying for since WrestleMania Night One ended.
But to your point, the follow up, you just had him attack John Cena. Are we getting R Truth versus John Cena again? Are we getting Ron Killings versus John Cena? Is the comedy kind of gone now?
Ron Killings has to open Raw.
Yeah. Yeah.
The Raw. I don't want to see Seth Rollins and his faction come out first. I don't want to see Penta come out first. I don't want to see Becky in the Bank. I need to see Ron Killings, and I need to see a serious Ron Killings, and I need a like. This is why I came back. This is what happened, and I'm gonna be on John Cena's ass until he does the right thing.
Yeah. Which that needs to happen. I will say that I saw what Bubba Ray said, and he goes, "Can you imagine like if AEW would have signed our truth, like if he was truly cut, and like he just acts like he doesn't even know he's not in WWE anymore."
Right.
Like he just walks up to John Moxley, like, "Dean, what are you doing here?" Like, you know, like that would have been great comedy. Like, and I'm not an AEW mark myself, but if our truth went there, I'm gonna tune in and watch it because
Oh,
I like
absolutely.
our
He
truth
would have
that much.
definitely he would have definitely turned some eyeballs to that programming because
It would be
it
a
would have
little
been
bit similar to like Scott Hall going to WCW. Like it would
exactly,
make people like, man,
exactly,
we gotta go check this out. Like, cause he's entertaining.
exactly.
People wanted him, right? So,
Right.
um, but yeah. So and overall with the tag match, going back to it, Cena, is doing his heel stuff. It's interesting to see him and Logan weren't on the same page. The match was fine. I still think Cody came back too soon. That's my opinion. Me and you haven't talked about that since you've joined us, full time on this
I
channel. But
think so. Again, I'm big on follow up, right? So Cody Rhodes went to AEW after he wanted his release. Went to he was Stardust, didn't like that. Got the shit into the stick in WWE. Goes to does this indie thing, helps build AEW, and then leaves that organization. Comes back, and his whole thing is he wants to finish the story.
yeah,
Took him 2 fucking years to finish the story. He had to face Roman Reigns 2 times in a row at WrestleMania to finish the story. Needed, the Avengers to assemble to
yeah,
beat this man. And you have this title run that, many are calling mid, but I find it hard to call it mid when ratings were up, ticket sales were up. You got every arena he's in, everybody's doing the whoa. Like, I find that hard to believe. He loses because of Travis Scott and a shot to the balls, and you're okay with that? You just disappear? No. I'm coming back on Monday Night Raw. Maybe I'm a little banged up, or maybe I got something I need to take care of, but I need to address that right away. We didn't see him, didn't hear from him at all. Then we hear from him, and he's like, yeah, we're going to have a tag team match. So
yeah.
that's the first order of business is to tag. No. I might get a tag team match on my path, but I'm getting my rematch at SummerSlam. That's what I'm gonna let you know first. And any other thing else in between that is just minutia. But this is what I'm coming back for, because I didn't do everything I did and want to finish the story to now just lose undeservingly lose what I worked so hard to get to battling a tag team on Money in the Bank.
But like you said, it's all about. See, this is why there are times where I'm like, man, just let the triple threat guys go book for WWE. Because what I would have done, you have everything play out how it did. Cena and Logan beating down Jey Uso or whatever. And you have Jay grab a mic when they walk away and say, hey, looks like y'all formed a little faction. I got someone, and we'll see you at Money in the Bank. And everyone would have thought it was Jimmy because it's the Usos. Have Cody do that surprise return. You missed out on a huge pop doing that because people wouldn't have expected Cody this soon. And with tag teams, you automatically assume it's going to be Jimmy. So, they miss some opportunities because it's TKO. We're going to make another episode on this, but like TKO is penny pinching everything. They just want as much money as possible. So, if we can get more money throwing Cody on a SmackDown, go do that. Like, I don't care about the story as much as we need money. We need butts and seats. Show them that Cody's back. It's like you missed out on viral moments of having, everyone waiting for Jimmy to come out, and Cody comes out and says, I got unfinished business with Cena, and I got Jay's back. We won tag team titles together. I'm going to get his back. You missed all this opportunity. You just have Cody come back, like you said. It seemed like Cody in his mind is like, no, we need to have this tag team match. It's like, why? But overall, I think on a scale from 1 to 10, I would give this a 7.5. What do you think?
That's fair. 7.5, 8 is about the range I would go.
Yeah. And drop in the comments if you've watched this long. Thank you for your support. Drop in the comments if you agree with us, if we're way off base. What did you like? What did you hate? I want to hear it all. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, the notification bell, all that good stuff. We're cruising to 500,000 views. Can't thank you guys enough for that support. 2,500 subscribers almost. So we're going to keep doing what we're doing and make you the best content. So Wrestling Brother, we'll see you in the next one.